Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin.
Good morning everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. Today we're preparing the entire meal of the beer butt turkey, and I'm going to do some soft dinner rolls to go along with it, and then we're going to have some Hasselback potatoes and some roasted Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to cut this meal up into 4 different videos so that they'll be short and hopefully a little bit more interesting, and just keep it to one subject. So right now, first thing this morning, I'm going to do the soft dinner rolls, and believe me, these are some of the best rolls that you'll ever taste. So here's how I do it. Into the bowl of my stand mixer goes 1 1/3 cups of lukewarm milk, about 110 degrees. 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 1 1/3 cup, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of active yeast. Alright, now I'm going to stir that up and let it sit for a few minutes, about 5 minutes, so the yeast can start to bloom. And then when we're through with that, we start adding the flour, and that's all there is to it. As usual, the recipe will be down at the bottom in the comments section. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of flour and stir it up by hand. And I'm going to keep adding flour about 1/2 cup at a time until it gets too thick to stir by hand, and then I'll put it in the mixer and let the mixer do the work. So when I get to that point, I'll bring you back. Okay, now I have all 4 cups of flour in there, and I'm going to start the mixer on 2. Oop. Let's get this thing back on there properly. There we go. Okay. There we go, on 2. And now we'll bring it up and let the mixer run until all the dough is pulled away from the edge of the bowl, and then we'll knead it for 2 minutes. So when that's done, I'll bring you back. The dough has just pulled away from the edge of the bowl, so I'm going to stop it for just a second, and I'm going to feel, yeah, it's perfect, how tacky it is. It doesn't want to be dry, it doesn't want to be wet, it wants to be just tacky, and that's exactly what it is. So now we'll put it on here, turn it back on, and I'm going to knead it for 2 minutes. Okay, it's been 2 minutes kneading, so now we'll take it out of the off the mixer. And there's the dough, all nicely kneaded. So I'm going to form this into a ball like this. Just roll it like this and tuck the bottom in until it gets nice and smooth and elastic on the top. And then I'm going to put it in the bowl with some vegetable oil spray, covered,
and I'll put it in a warm spot for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. The warm spot is my oven with the oven light on, and I also have a little device that I made. It's just an extension cord that I soldered a socket on and a low wattage light bulb. So that goes in as well to add additional warmth, just the right amount of warmth to make this rise. So that goes in there, and the dough goes in there. And that's all there is to it. Now we'll let that sit for, hour and a half anyway, until it doubles in size. And then we'll take it out, we'll bust it up into smaller portions and form it into the rolls, and then we'll let those rise again before baking. The dough has now risen to double, so now it's time to make the rolls. So on a floured board, we will dump out the dough and then divide it. There we go. Get it out here a little bit so we can kind of portion it out a little bit, get a better idea on portions. That looks about half right there. So we'll do this half at a time. Okay, now we're going to roll this out just a little bit. Where I can get a little bit better idea of portions here. So this will do about 16 to 24. So okay, there's 4. That'll do 8. Okay, I'll be back when we get this thing done. I've divided the dough into 16 portions, and now what I'm going to do is kind of mush them together and roll them up. Try to get the top, the best part, smoothest part up on top. So I have lined a 9 by 13 baking dish with parchment paper because that's just the way I like to do it. It prevents burned bottoms. I hate a burned bottom. Anyway, so I'll get these together and bring you back when I get these all done. I have 16 rolls now, and I put them in the dish, and I put a little bread pan over on the side to kind of keep them pushed together so they'll rise a little bit better. So, and now they're covered with a plastic wrap that has been sprayed with non-stick spray. So now they'll go into the oven for another hour or so until they rise up, and then I'll bake them. There, the finished rolls, all brushed with butter and sprinkled with salt. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of My Idaho Cabin, and I hope you really try these dinner rolls. They are delicious and easy to make, as you can see. So anyway, the recipe's right down here, and the like and subscribe button is over here, and so I hope you join me for future videos, and there'll be 2 or 3 more coming, one on the turkey and one on some Hasselback potatoes, which I'm going to be making in a little while. Maybe some Brussels sprouts too. So anyway, again, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for joining me at My Idaho Cabin. This is Rick.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time with